guys, welcome back to another launch video. So I've gotten a couple requests to talk about Dragonic Break. This is an anime special move that's done by Chrome, and the idea is that he travels around the rail and then skips the middle part and then catches the rail again, so he just keeps going in a circle. It's not realistic to do, unfortunately. You can skip the rail occasionally in battles, but it's just not something that you're going to be able to do consistently or like intentionally. But one of the trends is that they tend to catch the rails up at the very top corner. So I'm going to show you guys how to do that. And hopefully that is a decent substitute for a realistic Dragonic break.
And this is not super hard to do, but the idea behind this is that he catches the rails sort of up in this area and travels all the way around. So if you just flat launch, chances are you're going to catch somewhere probably over here. And the main difference of this is that you're just starting up at a higher point, ideally as close to this area as you can. It's kind of hard to get into this area and immediately catch the rails. You can stall up in this area, but you end up at a much steeper angle and it just doesn't catch super fast. But for this, we're going to do a much less aggressive angle. So basically how this is going to work is, with Beyblade, in order to get it to do what you want, you need to think of the bit as basically kind of like a wheel. So if you're flat launching, it's traveling on the very bottom of this area and it's just doing a circular motion. But if you do it at an angle, let's go all the way aggressive here. Let's say it's completely like vertical like this. If you were to launch it, it would just go straight, right? The idea is that at an angle, it's basically doing the same thing. It might curve a little bit, but it's going to travel along that axis, forward, or I guess backwards if it's left spin, depending on the orientation of the stadium. But the idea is that you want an angle so it can travel along sort of the axis of the bit. And so what we're going to do is you're going to angle just a little bit. So backwards towards that pocket. You're basically pointing towards that pocket. And like I said, if it was completely vertical, it would just travel straight there. But we're going to obviously this isn't bay wheels, so slight angle and it's going to hopefully travel in that direction. If you find yourself sort of going this way, you may want to adjust your angle and sort of tilt a little bit further that way. Basically try to point your launcher in the direction that you want to go. And if it's coming off one direction too far, you just need to adjust a little bit. So very slight angle, because if you do an aggressive angle, it's just going to stall and it's not going to be able to catch the rails. You want it flat enough that it's going to be able to catch the rails by the time it gets to this point. So very slight angle, and we're going to try to get the Beyblade to move this direction. And this could be a pretty useful launch, especially if you're going against right spin attack, or you know, something even that's potentially stalling up here and then going to come around, and then you guys both sort of meet on the rails. But this is a quick way at the beginning of the battle to catch the rails and do sort of an extreme dash. So the main difference between this and a regular extreme dash is just the starting point is a lot higher. So hopefully you're going to be on this rail all the way around. So we'll do a flat launch just to show sort of where it catches the rails. Let's see if we can get this. So the cool thing about this is that it sort of like instantly catches the rails versus just a normal flat launch, which has to wind up before it catches the rail. So this sort of saves you time, gets you straight on the rails to instantly sort of extreme dash, hopefully get an early KO. So basically what we're doing is I'm pointing the back of the launcher this way and I'm tilting backwards just slightly. So think of the end of the launcher as an arrow. You're pointing the direction you want to go and you're just tilting back slightly. So may not get it immediately, but yeah, kind of a cool launch. Definitely a practical launch, especially if you're trying to get an early KO. But yeah, kind of a fun anime move that you guys can try out. Something that's fun, especially attack versus attack if you guys are both meeting on the rails. And the higher up you are, traveling around, like, you have a good chance of coming in contact with the opponent just because you're traveling so much distance. So the chances of them catching the rail somewhere between this point and all the way over here is pretty high. So definitely try it out. Let me know what you guys think. If you have any issues, feel free to let me know down in the comments and I'll try to help you guys out. As always, hit the like for the algorithm, subscribe if you guys haven't already for future Beyblade content, and I will see you guys in the next one.